because then we would have seen where they all were and I would have got my damage off. I just wasn't sure how effective it would be. I wasn't sure if we were just going to get annihilated really quickly anyway, because, like I said, their entire team was missing. They could have all been there, and we could just get blown up really fast. But that didn't happen, which is why we were able to turn the fight. Still, probably should have ulted sooner. I certainly don't wait to save my ult to kill people, or to kill steal or whatever. I mean, that's not the goal. But I'm just kind of trying to be intelligent with it, I guess you could say. But again, using it early in team fights is always a good plan. So here I get level 2 of my small shards. You'll notice I haven't even finished my boots yet. Striders just aren't so good anymore. I mean, they're still worth getting, obviously, but they've been pretty much nerfed to a point where they're fair, I guess is a fair way of saying it. So I'm not really in a hurry to get those, which would be the cheap boots that I could buy. Instead, I'll probably end up getting phase boots or steam boots, I don't really know. So because neither of those are hugely beneficial, I haven't finished them, just been working on my spell shards. And because I had a little extra money when I finished the next level of my spell shards and free slot in my inventory, I buy wards. Obviously, I was trying not to buy wards early on because I wanted to rush my spell shards, but but now having level 2, I'm pretty close to finishing them. Team fight going on here, so I teleport in. Obviously, queue up with ult. The creeps see me running to the jungle, so it doesn't really benefit that much coming here, but I guess I'm just trying to pick one of them off as they run back. But I'm playing pretty far up forward. I should have used my illusion rune already to kind of buffer myself. Do dodge the Malik and sword throw, but in comes the hag. So right here, 2 seconds left on my ult, just waiting for it, boom. Use it. Should have probably just used chain lightning regardless. That Malachim was really low. It might or might not have finished him off. I guess I was kind of worried about running out of mana, and I knew that once I got my ult off, the fight would be won, so I was really just waiting for that, which I think is fair. Obviously couldn't use it sooner this time, because it was on cooldown, which is what I was waiting for. Here Tempest, yeah, comes to try to pick us off. Pest is intelligent about that. Swift should actually be cutting Tempest off already, because he knows he has a blink dagger. He should have been waiting at that tree, which would block vision there, instead of up on the hill, and then hit him right as he ran through to prevent the blink dagger, which would have led to us killing him. But he doesn't do that, and the Tempest gets away. Not the biggest deal in the world, though. So, yeah, 50 more gold, I'll have level 3 of my spell shards, which is really the goal, and the point at which I think Thunderbringer is relatively unbalanced right now. Due to that, obviously, and the gold assist gold changes. And then, once I have that, I can obviously finish my boots, maybe get some sort of defensive item, and buy more wards. So yeah, just farming here. No one else really around that can farm. Obviously, whenever there has been a hero that should be able to farm the lane, I've let him do it, or should be farming the lane, I've let him do it over myself. But there was just me and Voodoo Jester. Now I have enough money for it. I want to use the courier to give myself spell shards, but someone else is using it. I asked him if I could just hold on and throw this on there real quick. Not the most patient person in the world, clearly, especially given that he's someone, as it turns out, that was running back into base. Probably could have allowed me to use the courier. So now, once he's finished with it, I try sending it to myself, and someone else obviously takes it as well, which is really unfortunate because I really wanted to place that center lane ward now. Now that the tower's dead, I can place a really good one, which is exactly kind of what I'm setting up to gank and then place right here. But unfortunately not getting the courier means that I will not have the ward to place, so I don't get that down. See Voodoo kind of trying to cut off purple there, but I'm not really sure what he's going to do, so just going to kind of farm this. Unfortunately in a second here, yeah, we're going to lose vision across the hill, which is something we definitely don't want, again, given the mobility of their heroes. So, really wish I'd gotten that courier sooner to place that ward. Not much we can do, but if they initiate on us, we do have 4 here. No, 3, I guess. That's a Voodoo illusion. And yeah, here comes the Tempest. As soon as I realize I'm dead and there's nothing I can do, grab the courier immediately and press R so that it goes back to base instead of running in and getting killed. Yeah, so basically exactly what I thought would happen happened. If I'd had the courier to place the ward sooner, it probably wouldn't have happened. So again, I don't know. Maybe I should have gone back to base and buy the wards. Regardless, unfortunate turn of events leads to them, yeah, killing 4 of us, or 3 of us. No, yeah, I guess Pest wasn't there. And Pest actually does come in and finish someone else off, and Swift never died. So this is what I mean by the kind of like, they kind of seem to always be in the game, and they have such good like ability to set up team fights, like a great amount of initiations, such good team fight ults, mobility, etc. That I don't necessarily feel like I ever felt like we were strongly in the lead. Like I was obviously doing well, but I mean, Thunderbringer, if you're not doing well, you're doing terribly. Because if Thunderbringer's not having a presence in the early to mid game, I mean, what was the point of Thunderbringer? Yeah, here I try to buy another ward to stack with the one, so I would have 2 to place, but of course the silly ward mechanics did not allow me to do that, even though I bought the other ward that I have as well. So now there's 1 ward sitting on the corner and 1 ward on me. And now I really want to go place that, the center lane ward, which is exactly what Dark Green is pinging. So that's my mission right now. Fortunately, they have people there, so we kind of need to force them back first. Like, ooh, Bombardier, he's like my favorite target. Let me just go nuke him real quick. But he plays just out of range of my nuke, which is fine. Swift kind of runs up into there. A little riskily, but I mean, he can spin out of most things. So now instead of forcing right up the middle, I've decided I'm going to run around, but I'm actually not going to run around, and now I'm going to run around, and now I'm not going to run around. And again, now I just want to kill Bombardier. But again, no vision. So here I'm really playing in a poor spot because we have no vision, and yeah, essentially just being overconfident. Because I felt I was doing well, I guess, and getting myself killed. Lucky bounces, slow them down, save the Voodoo Jester, who knows. But yeah, basically just playing in a really bad spot there. Super dumb of me. Need to get the ward up, but really having problems with that. Again, this just shows how important it is to get wards up and to keep them up. Like, the whole, like, oh, wards are on courier, I was going to place them now, like, that doesn't really help. Like, unless the ward's up and placed, you're doing your job wrong. And at this point, I shouldn't be getting wards up, because I have the base item that I really care about. Again, if I just got the courier sooner, I probably would have placed the ward sooner, which would have led to a whole different chain of events. So it kind of just shows how little things can have snowball effects, especially because Flint was just bringing himself a simple damage item. He hadn't even finished his shroud at that point, I guess. So it really wasn't that important. But, I mean, if I really cared that much, I could have said something. However, generally speaking, in pubs, I kind of try to be passive with things like that. Anyway, yeah, here goes Malakin. I could ult now, obviously, to finish him, but the Voodoo Jester, intelligently enough, says, no, don't worry about it. Obviously, Curse of Ground's going to kill him. But it turns out Curse of Ground is not going to kill him. So once I realize this, I use my ult. Which fortunately gives Pink a little vision down, so he's able to probably maybe save himself. Well, I mean, he definitely saved himself. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Yeah, so I'm kind of a little pissed off about that. But I didn't want to steal an obvious easy kill, wasting an ult. Obviously, using an ult just to kill Malakin is well worth it because he's a carry, but if he's going to die anyway, no point. But kind of poor on my part. Anyway, here's Hag. Yeah, not near fast enough with reaction time to blink out when he should have. He definitely should have survived that. We have no stuns. We really shouldn't be able to kill a Hag, even if I can nuke him down for a lot with level 3 spell shards in my nuke. Yeah, so I still have this ward, which I really should place. I should actually have just placed it mid now, but I realized that we don't have any wards down here. And we're going to be pushing bottom tower, so placing a ward there is actually pretty advantageous right now, because that choke point is the most likely route they're going to come to stop us at this tower. However, there's actually already someone here in the woods, as it turns out. But yeah, so since we're pushing the tower, we can see exactly, if they run through the woods from mid, how soon they'll be coming here. There are probably a few other places I could have placed it that would have maybe been a bit better, but that one seemed reasonable. So yeah, now we're going to get this tower. I'm not really worried about any counter gank, seeing that, well, at the time they had 1 top, 1 mid, and 1 dead. Now they had 2 mid, 1 top, and 1 dead, obviously. So yeah, just kind of hanging out in the woods here. See, because of this ward, actually we can see if anyone does try to come through there, and we'll be in a position to gank. Placing a ward up on this hill to the left of where I'm standing now would actually have been great too. Really wish I'd been able to stack those 2 wards, but wasn't. But anyway, we're just going to set up for a push on this tower. I'm pretty sure Pestilence has his blink and has for a while, so he's going to be able to blink in the first sign of a real fight. And I'm just going to kind of run in from behind. I probably should just ult right now. I wait just a little bit too long to ult. But, I mean, it works out anyway. But should probably, I mean, generally speaking, as a Thunderbringer, you just want to ult as soon as the team fight starts. Get their heroes down as much as possible so that they die. First of all, that's the most effective way to use damage, because then you don't waste any damage, basically, because all the damage is done, and now heroes are just going to finish them, dealing attack damage or whatever. So, I mean, it's generally more effective that way, and, yeah. That's basically what you should usually do. I did still use it towards the beginning of the fight, so it wasn't that bad, but maybe a little bit sooner, earlier ults, this game would have been better. But yeah, that's it. That's the game. Again, it was kind of one-sided. They felt like they had a chance, but they didn't really capitalize on it. So unfortunately, yeah, that's the case. And